What is up, you guys? Gold Pony here today in the 2017 Chevy Spark, per your request, courtesy of Sutliff Chevrolet in Harrisburg, PA. And so you might be wondering, why are you reviewing a Spark today? And yes, this one was requested, and that is part of the reason I'm reviewing it today. But also, I used to work in Baltimore for several years, and one thing I can tell you is that parking is limited, but in a car like the Spark, you are golden. And so basically, if you're looking for an awesome car to scoot around the city in, the Spark is where it's at. And so anyways, starting with pricing. And so let me start by saying there are 3 different trim levels for this one. First one being the LS, that is going to start at an even $13,000. 1LT is going to go for $14,825, and the 2LT is going to start at $16,325. By the way, that was pricing for the manual. If you go with the automatic, simply add $1,100 to any of those prices. And so, but regardless of the trim level, the power plant is going to be the same. That's going to come from a 1.4-liter 4-cylinder engine, putting out 98 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 94 pound-feet of torque available at 4,400 RPM. Power is going to be sent to the front wheels through either your choice of a 5-speed manual transmission or, like I said, the automatic, which, by the way, is the one I have today. And as far as the MPGs go, that's going to come in at 29 in the city, 38 on the highway, of course, using regular fuel. So, but you might be thinking, wow, those horsepower numbers are very extremely low. Well, I do have to remind you guys, the Spark actually weighs in at only 2,246 pounds, which is without a doubt the lightest car I have ever reviewed. So of course you have to take that into consideration, but of course those are just numbers. So let's put Sparky to the test here, see how quickly we can get the 2017 Chevy Spark here up to speed. And here we go. Yeah. Alright, so I gotta be honest, there's a definite delay when you hit the pedal, so it's not gonna be the acceleration time of the Corvette Grand Sport or even the Escalade for that matter. But I suppose if you're just scooting around city streets, who really cares about acceleration in that case, because you're just gonna hit traffic lights and stop signs anyway, so for that reason I guess you can call it adequate. As far as the handling goes, it's not too bad, not the sharpest turning I've ever felt, but it's not the loosest handling either, so it's right in the middle. Not too bad. And I gotta say, as far as visibility goes, there's a decent sized rear window there, so I can see perfectly fine. The only thing I would have to say is if you don't have rear passengers, might as well just put down those rear headrests. You're gonna have a lot better visibility that way. So, but anyways, enough of the driving dynamics for now. Let's check out the exterior here. And so up front, halogen headlights do come standard. They do come with LED daytime running lights as well. It definitely gives the car a little added style there. And then swinging around to the side, there are body colored door handles on the LS and 1LT. And then if you go with the 2LT, which is the one I have today, by the way, they do come with chrome door handles and chrome beltline moldings as well. And then looking down to the wheels, the LS is going to come standard with 15-inch steel wheels with covers. 1LT is going to come with 15-inch alloy wheels, and if you go with the 2LT, there are 15-inch split 5-spoke alloy wheels, which is what you're looking at right now. But then scooting around to the back, there is a rear spoiler that does come standard on all trims. That's pretty nice. And if you have the 2LT, that chrome trim is going to continue around to the back as well with the liftgate. But then just below it all, there is a single exhaust outlet. So as always, you guys, here is that exhaust clip. Now, since we're around back, as far as the cargo capacity goes, that is going to come in at 11.1 cubic feet. And if you wanted to fold those rear seats down, that bumps it up to 27.2 cubic feet. But then, jumping up to the back seats, the rear legroom comes in at an even 33 inches. So for reference, I am an even 6 feet tall, definitely not the most space for me, but regardless, this is how much space I had going on, so kind of use me as your reference there. Then also in the back, there is a center cup holder, as well as a little tray area where you can store some things, so that's pretty nice. Anyways, moving up to the front, there are manually adjustable front seats for all trims with a folding armrest. And then there is a 3-spoke steering wheel. The 1LT is going to add steering wheel mounted controls, and the 2LT gets a leather wrapped steering wheel, which definitely feels nice. But then, anyways, as far as the startup goes, let me show you guys the key here. It is pretty basic, but the key does have a pretty nice feel to it. I gotta say, there is lock and unlock, of course. And then I do have keyless access here, so simply put the key in your pocket or put it anywhere in the vehicle. Put your foot on the brake, press the engine start button. Then anyways, upon startup, this is a pretty cool gauge display. Speedometer is going to be front and center. Tachometer is just to the left there. And then your fuel gauge is going to be all the way to the left. There's a digital display for that one. I gotta say, I like the way that looks. It's pretty nice. But now moving on to the overall interior quality of this one. I gotta say, all the way up on the top, there is a hard plastic. And then just below that, a smooth black plastic. Honestly, that looks pretty cool. I don't have a problem with that. And then just above the glove box, there's actually some storage there as well. That's pretty nice. And I will say there is an optional power moonroof, which mine happens to have today. So I'm always definitely a big fan of that. By the way, that is optional only on the 1LT and 2LT trims, just so you know. And now anyways, let me move on to my favorite part, and really what makes the Spark worth checking out is honestly the tech. And here's my reason why. Standard on all trims, you get a 7-inch color touchscreen display, and that's pretty nice. And I'm still not getting to the best part of this one yet, but looking at that display, of course you got your time up there, the date, the temperature outside, and of course you can check out the audio information. So real quick, let's check out the audio system here. We'll see what we got going on, test it out.
Deeper than the eyes can find it. Maybe we're
Nothing like a little Disney radio on your car review, right? Actually, the clarity on the sound system was pretty nice, and it's definitely adequate for a vehicle this size. Wasn't a ton of bass, of course, but still, the clarity was nice. Then, of course, another cool thing on this display is once you pair your phone to the car, you can view your pictures on the 7-inch touchscreen display up here. Of course, you got OnStar. You can check out your settings. Those are always nice, but here is the best part about this 7-inch display, and that is Apple CarPlay, Android Auto on every trim level, meaning for $13,000, you have navigation, you have Pandora up on the screen where you can like and dislike the songs. I actually hitting a thumbs up, a thumbs down on this screen up here. And like I said, you have navigation, which of course is through Google Maps, meaning you don't have to worry about updates or anything like that, like you sometimes have to do with the navigation systems from the manufacturer. I use it on my own personal vehicle and I absolutely love it, have never had any problems with it. And that right there for $13,000 is definitely the reason why the Spark is worth looking into. Anyways, another thing I wanted to mention is when you put this one in reverse, you do have a reverse camera that comes standard on every trim level, once again letting you know what or who is behind you so you don't go running anything or anyone over. And as always, that leads me into safety. And so to start, there are 10 standard airbags on this one that comes standard for every trim. Front, side, and side curtain airbags, as well as driver and passenger knee airbags. It's definitely important for a car this size. By the way, those knee airbags, they don't come standard on every other vehicle out there, so pretty nice that this one has it. Also in the back, there is latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. There's a StabiliTrak stability control system with traction control. There's a tire pressure monitoring system, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. By the way, those brakes are front disc rear drums. That's also worth mentioning, you guys. There's also hill start assist. And last thing I wanted to mention, there is a driver convenience package that was priced at only $195, and that is going to add forward collision alert and lane departure warning. So yeah, that is definitely pretty cool in this car as well. And so, but anyways, you guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media so you can see all the cars on Instagram and Twitter and all that as I actually review them, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.
It's from my head, yeah.